What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Six Figure Vet Podcast, where we share the success stories of veterans that have successfully unlaced the boots. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast on all streaming platforms and give us a follow on the gram at the Six Figure Vet.
I'm a
Let's go.
six-figure vet, self-made, self-built, didn't stop, dedicated, stay down till I came up, that's patience. Dreaming to goals to plans to
Especially for the
execute.
mothers, you know what I'm saying? It's the dads too, you know what I'm saying? But because you got to be there fully for your kids, you know what I'm saying? So just spending time by yourself too, making sure you get time by yourself. That's important.
Speaking of time by yourself, tell us, one thing I really like about your platform and your presence on social media, you speak a lot about self-care. And for
Mhm.
you to be a Black male, I don't like how social media trying to do the whole what is it, soft man era?
It's
No, it's
simple,
nothing.
you
It's
know.
nothing simp or soft about a man taking care of himself. So what does self care look like to you? And you mentioned a morning routine, so let us in on your morning
Yeah.
routine.
So so if I don't have school, I like to get up. I like to get up around 6. I just like to think to myself, like just think a little bit. Um, I might write something down, but it's just me sitting in my own thoughts for a little bit. Pray, read my Bible scripture, pray. Um, After that, I'll check my notifications on all my platforms real quick, and then make myself some breakfast. Just chill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Gather my thoughts and go to the gym. That's super important. You know what I'm saying? Get to the gym, work out, come home, knock out any content. So, because it's all about creating your life to a point where you enjoy it. You know, a lot of
Yes.
people can't get out of the whole mental battle because they don't enjoy what they're doing.
Yeah.
Make an exit strategy to the life that you want. That's the best advice that I can give you. Make an exit strategy to the life that you want. It'll make your mental health so much better. My morning routine is just me waking up and doing the things that I love. So my mental health is. That's why when I got on here, you asked me, like, I can jump to a wall. I'm great. I'm living in what God called me to be. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's super important. You know what I'm saying? It's simple. Get up and treat yourself right. Like do the things. You go get your nails done, haircut, look good, clean, buy yourself stuff, stay nice, treat your body right. That's super important. Eat good
Mm-hmm.
food. You know what I'm saying? And be around good people, man. I can't stress it enough. It's the people you surround yourself with can make and break your life. I'm telling you,
Yes.
drain you mentally, physically, emotionally, and have you in a place you look up 5 years and you like, man, I have been dealing with this for 5 years. Like,
Yeah. I haven't progressed at all
ooh.
in 5 years.
But learn how to cut people off. I'm telling you, it's okay to get new friends. It's okay to get in new environments. Please. That's so important.
As a grown man, as an adult, do you find that difficult creating new friendships or creating new spaces?
Man, it might be difficult for women to do that, but for men to come together, it's just simple. You find somebody that got a knack for something, and men are pretty simple with, man. It's pretty simple for men to make new friends. But when I talk about I really don't. Me too personally, I really don't like just meeting new people. I like to watch them for a little bit. That's another good thing about social media. When you meet people, you can just see how they live, watch them a little bit.
Yeah.
But when it comes from getting in new circles, it's just like finding whatever you're trying to do and getting around those type of people. Let's just say if you want to be the best credit guy, getting around people that's doing credit,
Yeah.
So it's not like finding new friends, it's just finding new environments. And in those environments,
Yes.
you make friends. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? Find new environments that serve in what you're trying to do.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Hey, if you want to be a party promoter, you should be in a club every weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Serving what you're doing. You should be in environments that serving what you're doing. And it's okay to go out and be in these environments and still enjoy yourself. Just know majority of your time should be spent doing what you want your life to look like with those people.
Yes. And being intentional. So if you're gonna be a party promoter, being at the club every weekend don't look like you the one
Yeah.
popping the bottles.
Yeah, be definitely intentional in the environment. That's super important too. When you get into these spaces, just asking the right questions and being intentional about what you want to get out of it. You know what I mean? So that's super important too. Don't get caught up in sticking around people for too long when you had a vision of going to do your own. Finally branch off and actually get what you need from it too. Because a lot of people, I don't like people that come around me to change and sit around me and not try to change. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be productive in the space that you're in and serve that space that you're in. How you do one thing is how you do everything. I cannot stress
Yes.
that enough. You know,
I don't want to be in a circle or I don't want to be in any new or old environments where progression is not the key.
That's
We
that's
don't even have to be progressing towards the same thing, but you
that's
need to
something.
have a goal.
Yeah, no, that's super important. It's super important because that's how you form haters. Because I can't have you dimming my light. That's what happened. You try to keep old friends and bring everybody with you. They don't have that.
They don't have that
God
same
gave
drive.
God gave you the vision, not y'all the vision. Sometimes you got to separate to elevate. That's super important.
You have to. You
Separate,
definitely have
and
to.
it's hard. You had friends for 10 plus years, and these are friends that's been keeping your mental health straight. It's gonna be hard when you leave them. It's gonna be uncomfortable, but you're gonna look up 2 to 3 years. That's the thing. This world is so fed up on instant gratification. But you look up in 2 to 3 years, and you like, man, my life has completely changed. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? So it might not be measurable day to day, but over the course of a year, you're like, man, I'm so glad I walked away from that environment. I'm so glad I did that. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
So that's super important. Having that self awareness, man, just knowing like, and not being afraid to like, people gonna listen. People gonna do what's best for them at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
always do what's best for you. No matter if you're like, oh, if I leave this person, I leave this environment, they gonna nah, man. I
I always preach self-preservation is key, and people, the
that,
whole purpose of our body literally is to keep us alive, and the
mhm.
core of that is people gonna do what's best for them
Yeah, exactly.
every time, bro.
You
Like
live
every
like that. You don't
time.
take stuff personal. You don't. You know what I'm saying? You just, you know.
You don't take anything personal. Learning
That's
to experience people and not own them.
that's important too. You know, a lot of people they man they can't get around somebody without trying to own them, and that
You
messed your mental health too.
mine. You mine. What do you mean? You're mine.
Yeah. hmm Letting people,
Yeah.
and then another thing with my mental health too is like when some people tell you things about yourself, like really listen to them because sometimes your God can be speaking through your friends, like letting you know about problems about yourself that you really don't think you have, and you sitting there like just be willing to listen. I think that's what's super important about the way I was raised. It's like I had older brothers that was always on me, so I was always listening, so I was always like able to receive, you know what I'm saying, even negative opinions or positive. You know what I'm saying? I've always known how to like look at it and say, okay, so what can I change? Because there's always some truth in everything that somebody says, even if you feel like
Yeah.
it came off rude. Look at it, see if you can change it. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like, man, maybe they right, maybe I should change this. That'll make you feel better as a person. Getting closer to how God wants us to be is gonna always make your mental health and on the
Yeah.
right track. You know,
Yeah.
doing things
Now, Ali, where did break down the name abundant behavior and
right.
then tell us where you got this idea from and just kind of the birth of it?
Yeah. So abundant behavior, man. I always wanted to. So it's crazy. I started out with the life insurance, and through that, man, we was doing these conference calls where we would have 50 plus people on, and we would go in there and take turns speaking. And through that, I was like, man, I really like speaking. That felt good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Learning this stuff and speaking it and giving it to people. And everybody was hitting me up like, man, bro, like you really like you move rooms when you talk, man. You really like and so I started thinking to myself, like, all right, let me do the motivational speaking. So I kind of started putting gems on Instagram and everything. And I'm like, people listen. Like, I was getting a lot of backlash because it's brand new, but I'm like, I'm gonna keep doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep
of
doing it.
course.
Whatever. I'm gonna keep doing it. It feel good. And so it was around like maybe like 2021 when social media 2022 when it started picking up real heavy, like after the pandemic. And it was nothing but like negativity on the internet, man. And I was in like a headspace where I was trying to like push my boys to get out the Navy, all my friends to get out the Navy so we can do some positive stuff.
And most of them have.
We have, yeah. Yeah, a lot of us, most of all of us, and it was a lot of us in the group chat still to this day, super successful, you know, because of the environment. But I just wanted everybody to be successful. And so I'm like, man, there's so much negativity. Let me make a platform where I could bring some positivity to the platform. And that's really what it was, seeing a negative internet and like, man, let me reverse this a little bit with my platform and see how we can shake some rooms with it. And I was just thinking, man, what abundant? Like abundance is just like overflow with everything. Every time I listen to ET's sermon, he always talking about living in the overflow. Like, you know what I'm saying? Make sure your cup is over full. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
abundance to me is just like that can apply to any area of your life. You want to do credit, do it abundantly. You want to be a good dad, do it abundantly. You want to do real estate, do it abundantly. Everything you do, you know what I'm saying? Like I said before, how you do one thing is everything. So I'm like, abundant behavior. Whatever you do it abundantly. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So just that's where it came from.
Behave abundantly.
Abundantly, you know what I'm saying? Actively
Ooh, I like
go
that.
crazy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's where it came from, the name, and it just stuck. I liked it. I just thought of it, and I said, abundant behavior. Let me come up with some sketches. And then actually the person that did this painting, Paulie Stees, he came up with my logo. I was like, that's it. The
Yeah.
orange and the brown, he came up with all the colors and everything. That was none of my idea. The orange and the brown, it was him, but it's so classy. I love the orange and the brown. How he did
Yeah.
it. It's like classy, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
It definitely gives off like peace,
Yeah,
abundance.
it does. The orange and the brown, because he's really dope. But yeah, so yeah, that's how it came about, and it's been popping ever since, man. Talking to L, just like getting reassured. He was the first episode ever, man. He was the first person I reached out to, because around that time, L was like probably the only one of the people on social media that was really posting and having content. So I'm like, let's see how we go from this. And when I dropped that one, a lot of people reached out like, oh man, you got a podcast? So ever since
Yeah.
then, I just built on it. Boom. And I said, man, yo, this is easy. I can do this. I love talking. I talk a lot. I talk too much sometimes. My mom tells me all the time. I talk too much. But she didn't know that was God planting that seed in me. She was trying to shut me up a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? But through me being hard head, I kept talking. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's how. Yeah, that's how it came about right there. Yeah, and so just like getting reassured, like through every podcast, the feedback, like wasn't paying attention to the views, like I said, and so it just sparked like this big movement, man. And then I love your movement too, because I got a lot of veterans on my platform, but yours is dope too, because you really helping people get over that hump to get out, and that's you got to have that mind.
That jump.
And it's believing you gonna be good. And a lot of
Yeah.
people can't get in that belief. Like, man, I've been doing this for so long. It's been holding my family together. It's the glue. But I tell people, man, I got the blueprint for you over here. If you just trust me,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? I got the blueprint. You know what I'm
No
saying? I
lie.
can show you. And I can point you in direction to another person who got a whole platform based on it. Because a lot of people, they want to see the results. And so if I can't help them, I send them straight to you. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No doubt. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying? Because they like your platform, how it looks. Somebody reached out to me. She was like, who is this? You know her? I was like, yeah, that's my homie, man. Get with her. She'll help you get right. Yeah.
Yes, most definitely. And I'm actually in the process of thinking about starting back up the veterans coaching
Yeah.
because, like you said, like it's that jump. It's the jump. It's like getting out the military. It's like, okay, first jumping in is already like a thing.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. Trying
And
to
then
build your
you
mind
want me
up.
to jump out?
Yeah. And then all
What?
they do while you in is tell you ain't gonna be nothing when you get out. So
They instill that in your head. Like,
faith
you're going to
comes
be a
from
failure
hearing.
if you get out early. You better retire.
It says it in the Bible, faith comes from hearing. You've been hearing this for 15 years, you're gonna start to believe it.
Yeah,
You
most
ain't gonna get a job at
definitely.
McDonald's. You ain't. Man, when I sat down at short duty on my first CDB, I told them, I said, hey, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I'm getting out the Navy after this contract. And I had a straight face.
You know they throw you away when you tell them that.
They threw me away from the day. I did 3 years of throwaway duty. All P's. I didn't care. I was building my life on shore duty. I was. And everybody thought I was crazy at that galley. Everybody thought I was crazy, man. Everybody thought I was crazy. These same people hit me up to this day. Bro, what? I told y'all I was getting out on a mission to become a millionaire. And I'm telling these people this to their face, and they like, this man crazy. You damn right I'm crazy.
Yeah. You have to be
You have to be. I
you
was reading
have
a
to be a
book.
little delusional.
They know the people I was around. My mind was already strong enough. It was nothing that they could say to stop me. I didn't care, man. Well, I got out with $10,000 in a dream.
I know that's real. Listen. I wasn't too far behind you.
I
I'm
got out
like,
with $10,000 of BDD in a dream. Look,
and knew I was gonna make it work. I knew I was gonna make it work.
I said, God, you ain't bring me this far to only bring me this far. That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? You got
No
further to
cap.
take me. You ain't bring me this far to leave me right here. I already know we going up after this, and I've been going up for 2 years now.
Listen, and that's how you have to have that mentality. Talk to me about the pace of staying consistent, right?
Yeah.
I saw you made this post about how your friend basically bullied you into getting into shape.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. That
So
goes back to talking about if somebody tell you something, you may not be too far off, no matter how harsh it is. It might be God trying to hey man, I've been telling you, come on. Like now I'm gonna bully you since you know.
right, like
That's how I take it. especially people that have good hearts and they mean well through these jokes, but they really trying to tell you like, bro, like, because
You
that's
off track.
you off track. Because I seen you at your best before, and you letting yourself go. You know what I'm
Okay, and that's why I want to take this because
saying?
going from I want to talk about the climb from the fall off.
Yeah.
You at your peak, right? Or you're doing good and you're in this abundant mindset and you on this right track, but then somehow, somewhere you
Mhm.
fall off.
Yeah.
And I feel like that climb back
Mhm.
to the point or pinnacle that you fell off from and then trying to exceed that, that's a really far
Yeah.
climb.
Can I?
How do you stay consistent or motivated enough because you've done it?
So I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you exactly. I'm gonna tell you how this process looks because I go through it all the time. This is the process. You're doing what God wants you to do, and you're like, man, it's kind of boring. Let me serve my flesh a little bit. Take a little.
Who talk about it, black
Let
man?
me go get some shot. Let me go. I know I was supposed to have an interview today, but I've been working. I've been working hard enough. Let me go on out there and have fun. That turned into 1 day of fun, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You serving your flesh for 2 months, and you like, I ain't dropped a podcast episode in 2 months. You like, man, I ain't really been reading my scriptures. I kind of been reading them, but I've been just going through the motions.
Yep.
I've been talking to God, but I really just been going through the motions because I know if I really connect with him, he gonna tell me take myself back inside, and I ain't really
Yep.
do that right now. I'm
Yep.
fun, God. Like I got the podcast, it's going, but let me. And that's the mode you gotta. You like fighting who God calling you to be with who you trying to be, and it's like a tug and a pull. So you get in those modes where you just want to, I just want to relax, man. Like, dang, God, I know, but like, you know what I'm saying? It's literally you like going on your right path and just like knowing like this is where you need to be, and then having a strong relationship with them. When you start to disconnect, it's not only going to be the podcast that's falling off. All areas of your life going to start to feel uncomfortable around this time, and so you like, oh, I ain't been eating healthy. I've been slacking in the gym now, the podcast, and so you like, all right, let me get back on track. Boom, and then it's just like me now. I know how to like get back on track, but then it was having people around me that was telling me like I need to get back on track. But now I have the self awareness to just get back on track.
To notice that you're falling
To
off.
notice, like you have to keep people around you because they're gonna be your like if you have good people around you, they're gonna tell you like, bro, what's up with the podcast? Like people reach out to me, what's up, bro? What's up?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What's up? Like, you know what I'm saying? And then you get back on track, knowing when people check you, that's God like knocking on your door. You know, God sends people in mysterious ways. See, me, I'm a real believer. So like a lot of stuff that you ask me, I'm just gonna go straight to God with it because I'm a real believer. You know what
I
I'm
love that.
I'm a
I
real,
love that.
I'm a real believer in God. Like I'm a real deal believer. Like
Like
it's
I really read.
I really believe in God. So it's like it's nothing you can ask me. It's gonna go back to just God. Like I asked him for it, he gave it to me. I asked for this confidence, he gave it to me. I
Yeah.
asked for a platform, he gave it to me. You know what I'm saying? I asked for his life, he gave it to me. I asked for finance, he gave it to me. I asked for a good transition out the military and what I gotta do, and he gave it to me.
Yeah.
So I know he's real. I done been in situations where I was supposed to be done.
Yeah.
Done. You know what I'm saying? Done. And he done. You know what I'm saying? So he bringing me back like, bro, you destined. You one of those ones, and I need you to act according to that. You know
Yeah.
and so just knowing you called for better, wanting to be better, and walking in that is what's going to keep you on track.
Talk about how your discipline plays into your mental health.
Oh,
What does that look like?
just being consistent. You know, a person tells you, hey, if you get up in the morning, you meditate, you go for a nice run, you're going to feel good. You like, yeah, bro, I did that for 3 days. I feel good. That fourth day you wake up, you like, oh, not today. It's direct correlation to you feeling good. You getting up and staying consistent in your everyday habits is going to keep you going
Reflect.
forward. Yeah, because
Mm-hmm.
you're going to start to challenge yourself more. You're going to start to become new. The better you become, it's just like it's addicting. It's
Yeah.
like getting a tattoo. Once you get one, you want more. Once you read one book, you get better. You want to get better. You like, okay, man, like, oh, like I didn't think I could get this. Like, wow, like for real. You know what I'm saying? You just want to get better. You get addicted to getting better. You know what I'm saying? So like the backtrack is like, oh, man, I don't even feel myself no. I don't even feel like myself no more. Let me get back on track and keep it going because it made me feel really good when I was doing that. Because nobody likes that feeling. When you know how you feel good, that depressed feeling sucks.
So bad.
So nobody
Listen, when you know how to make yourself feel
feel
good and
good.
then
You
you
know
done
what
slipped into a depression, like, what are you doing
when
here?
you know what you're doing, when you're self-aware at this time, you done did it a couple times. You like, bro, you're not eating right. You're not eating the right things. You haven't been working out. You know this. You want to feel good, go do what you need to do. And
Yep,
you're like, all right, get up. That's all it is. You know what
literally.
I'm saying? It's that simple, man. Staying connected to God, because if you stay connected to Him, He's not gonna let you forget.
Nope.
He's not gonna let you. He's gonna remind you every day. It's gonna be back of your head every day. Mm-hmm.
Most definitely. And I think being so connected to God, sometimes you know how like you might avoid a conversation with somebody that you know is going to tell you something that you need to hear, but you might not want to hear it at that
Always.
time.
Mm-hmm.
You have to maintain your relationship with God like a real relationship and have those open floor conversations
Yeah.
with God
Right.
and be honest about how you feel and be open to criticism and be open to feedback like you would be
With a real one-on-one
with
person.
the real one-on-one
Because a lot
person.
of people, a lot of people just need to see a person and to have faith. Like I talked to God about my mistakes from the day before. I know I shouldn't have did that, God. I know I can
Yeah.
do better, God. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do better today. Forgive me for my sins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The shortcomings the day before, make me new today. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Learn how to forgive yourself from the day before. I think that's super important too.
Yes. Yes. What did the journey of forgiveness look like for you?
Oh man. It was a lot of forgiving I had to give myself. And at first it's just like,
What type of power did you get after you forgave yourself?
it's man, you get like, you know what I'm saying, the hurt you give to people in relationships. That for me it was more so just publicly apologizing to them. But that wasn't doing anything for me. You know what I'm saying at
Yeah.
all. Like you think apologizing to a person is supposed to make you feel better, but you have to really ask God, like, man, please take that off my heart. I'm not that
Yeah.
anymore. Please remove that from my spirit. I want to be better. I want to be new. Like remove that
Yeah.
from my spirit. Like that's not me anymore. And he will literally remove your spirit over time. Everything that I've asked God to help me with these over time has happened.
Yeah.
You consistently pray for it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's big. Just asking him. And so around that time, it was just like me knowing, like, okay, just get closer to him. Get closer to him and just like forgive yourself for these things. At first, it's hard because you like, man, I did these things and I know better.
Yeah.
If it's like, man, God, like, please just like, you know what I'm saying? And people keep bringing it up. You know what I'm saying? You going around people and they asking you, oh, remember when you did this? Or it's just difficult. But now, when you fully forgive yourself, when people bring stuff up, you're able to laugh it off, man. Like you don't even know me. In the back of your head, you just thinking like you don't even know me, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that. It feels good. It feels great to know like you better, and they still thinking about the old self, so they still where they used to be, and you like they don't even know, man.
Right. I'm so above that.
Yeah, it's just like knowing, like, man, I'm God body, bro. Like I'm different today, and everybody has a past. So, and when you start to realize everybody has a past, and nobody is perfect. Everybody's born in sin and shaped in iniquity. You start to realize like this world is just how we are. You know what I'm saying? And so just being better, knowing better, doing better. You made a mistake, but you're not your mistake. So just move from it. You know what I'm saying? And just from that point forward, now you know better. And if you do it again, you can get forgiven again. You know what I'm saying? The world, you
Right.
know what I'm saying? Just know you're not gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
Just do
And
your best.
accepting that
Hmm.
progression doesn't equal perfection.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. Cause it's like this. It goes up, and then you're gonna be here. Then it may go up. Then it's gonna be here. But it's never gonna, you know what I'm saying, be where it used to be because you're learning more. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You might hit a plateau for a little bit, but then you're gonna go up. You might hit a plateau, but it's gonna keep going up. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly. What is one piece of advice that you would give a black male veteran as it pertains to his mental health?
Mm. Just so for men specifically, I'm gonna tell you a lot of our mental health comes from our pockets, man. When men feel like they can't, you know what I'm saying, they don't have the finances, the means to provide, the means to be real men, and you know what I mean. Just making sure that you're doing everything that you have to do to. So first of all, get some money in your pocket, man. You know what I'm saying. Like first and foremost, make sure you good on that end. You know what I'm saying. Then once you're good on that end, you know what I'm saying? Well, first, get right with God first. But then get your paper, man.
Yeah.
Focus on the right things. If I could go back and tell myself anything, it's like focus on the right things right now. All that other stuff is gonna come if you just focus on these 3 things. You know what I'm saying? Just focus on God, focus on your career, you know what I'm saying, your goals. But everybody has to learn. One piece of advice I could just, man, don't be hard on yourself. Don't be
Yeah.
hard on yourself, but be intentional. Be intentional with everything. With the people you surround yourself with, the career you choose, be intentional. Have a reason for doing it. Don't just do stuff just because. I tell people all that. We getting too old to just be doing stuff just because.
We are at the age where if you're not doing things with intention, what are
It's
you doing?
you can't just be doing stuff just because. I be telling people that with this straight face. That's why a lot of people don't like talking to me, because I'll talk to them with this straight face, and I'm so serious. We cannot just be doing stuff just because. Think about what you're doing before you do it. You know what I'm saying? I was
Yeah.
watching a podcast the other day say emotions, they real. You know what I'm saying? Trauma is real. Depression is real. Being angry, sad, but don't make a temporary decision that's going to lead to a lifelong regret, you know? So,
Most definitely.
especially for men that's not emotional intelligent, man, I say read, you know what I'm saying, into emotional intelligence. Actually know why you're being triggered. Why are you so angry? It's something that's causing you to be angry. I used to be angry for no reason. Man, I'm blissful.
Yeah.
I used to be angry for no reason. It was stemming from like hurt from my childhood. And I just was projecting that to the people around me. Just like it
Yeah.
feels good to get that hurt off your chest and onto somebody else. You know, so learn yourself, read, you know what I'm saying, want to get better, you know what I'm saying? And
You got any book recommendations?
The Ways of a Superior Man.
Mm.
It's a great book. It's gonna go into relationships, mental health, you know what I'm saying, how to get to your next goal. It's like real driven for men. So if you wanna take that journey into like getting better, that book is one of the first books I picked up. That and Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich is more for like the entrepreneur mindset, and the Ways of Superior Man is to develop your mindset as a man. It's going
Yeah.
to give you a lot of keys and gems that you can apply into your relationship with women, with children, with your career, and it's going to propel you. I'm telling you, these books, they work. I've applied the principles over and over again. They work. And
Yeah.
everybody's saying the same thing in all the books I've read, almost 25 of them, you know, so the principles work. You just got to apply them.
Most
Yeah, The Way of a
definitely.
Superior Man, Outwitting the Devil,
I
you know,
heard that was a fire book.
The Four Agreements.
The Four Agreements is amazing.
Man, The Master of Love, I'm reading that for the second time. Yeah, that's really
Ooh.
dope too when it comes to like really regaining self-love in yourself and taking
Mm-hmm.
that responsibility off somebody else and giving it back to yourself. It's really one of those regaining books where it talk about the emotional wounds and how to heal them, you know, so it's real dope. I always
Yeah.
recommend that book to a lot of women because I feel like it'll resonate well with women. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Really, really well with women.
Because I feel like a lot of times with women, we try to, as it pertains to love, we give that power away a lot.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? And I know that. Like I give women game all the time. You know what I'm saying? I become just like an open book. Just like giving them game, let them know, like in the mindset of a man sometimes. Like just let
Yeah.
them know. Just if we become in a society where it's like you excuse me, sometimes you gotta think like a man as a woman. Like because it's changing. It's changing.
Yeah.
It's changing completely. You know what I'm saying? It's being intentional. It's super important to be intentional, not doing stuff just because, and doing the work. You know,
Do
Keep-
the work.
keeping good people around you. Keep good people around you always.
And
People,
those gems I feel like could be not only applied for men, but also women. Like, do your work, know yourself, learn how to love yourself, forgive yourself. Number one, get close to God.
yeah,
Get close to God.
mhm,
I've had a couple crash outs, right? Well, what I consider them crash outs. For me, that would be crash outs where I just feel like I'm at my lowest point and
mhm,
I don't really know where to go. And each time I have been directed to get close to God. God has been there to lift me back up. God has been there as my saving grace. And now I'm in a place where if you nobody that has direct access to me, you can't have direct access to me if you don't have a relationship with God. I
mhm.
can't even have you around in my vicinity. Like I could be cordial with you. I can have you as an acquaintance within like with my in my everyday talking to you, speaking with
Yeah,
you, exchanging
yeah.
energy with you. I can't do that with you if you don't have a relationship with God because energy is real.
It's crazy you said that because I met a woman who didn't believe in God, and I stopped talking to her with no explanation.
I
No
don't blame
explanation
you,
at all. I
especially somebody that you're interested
It's
in.
like
You want to share energy with me?
I didn't judge her at all, but I just was like,
You have to protect yourself.
absolutely not. I'm cool.
Yeah.
Because when a person tells me that, it comes from a lot of other stuff that I don't want to deal with either. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You don't
And
believe
that's
in God.
fair.
It's a lot of trauma that's coming from why you don't believe in Him, and I'm not about to reconstruct that because I'm a full believer, and I don't have time to do that. I don't barely know
Yeah.
you, so I just left it alone. You know, but men too, knowing when to the red flags, man. Knowing when you're not supposed to be somewhere, bro. Get out of there, man. Serve yourself, respect yourself more to like just stop doing stuff, man. Took me a long
Yes.
time to realize that. I'm just doing stuff young, just doing stuff just because my friends was doing
Yeah.
it. Think about your actions, man. For real, please. No,
And the last question I have for you is, what do you think about 50-50 in a relationship? No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. That's
I was gonna get my spill on that.
this ain't even the platform for that because we ain't even going down that road. But I would like you to let the people know where they can reach Mr. Ollie Get Money Bank. Y'all, people don't call him Get Money Banks.
I'm not,
That's just me.
I'm not look
But where can we reach you and listen to you at, Mr. Ollie?
sure. So, Apple Podcasts, Abundant Behavior. Um, the same handle on YouTube, Abundant Behavior. Facebook, Ollie Banks, then the real Ollie Banks. But if you find me on any Instagram, Ollie Banks. If you type in Ollie Banks on Facebook, I have my link tree. It goes to everything. So
Okay.
yeah, if you Ollie Banks, OLLIE Banks. Yeah.
And I will link his podcast in the show notes. So you guys, please, please, please go and check out Abundant Behavior Podcast. That is on all everywhere where you listen to podcasts, and follow him. And I will make sure I put all of his information in the show notes. This has been, first of all, I just want to say thank you again for coming and sharing space, coming
I
and
appreciate
giving
you
us
for having me.
the of course, thank you so much. The perspective, sharing energy, dropping so many gems from book recommendations to how to heal and care for yourself, not only as a Black man, but as a Black person and just a person in general. This has been another great episode of the Six Figure Vet podcast featuring Mr. Ollie Banks. The Six Figure Vet is out. Don't hang up.
I'm not.
If you are a veteran, active duty service member, or civilian that is currently in a mental health crisis or suffers from mental health issues, please dial 988. Trained crisis responders are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and the calls are completely confidential. Again, that number is 988. Veterans and service members, press 1. You don't have to suffer in silence.
Quantum Records.
If you are a veteran, active duty service member, or civilian that is currently in a mental health crisis or suffers from mental health issues, please dial 988. Trained crisis responders are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and the calls are completely confidential. Again, that number is 988. Veterans and service members, press 1. You don't have to suffer in silence.